Hi everyone. I told you earlier to get a violin teacher around you if you are still interested in playing the violin. So I want to talk about etiquettes before or during and after lessons for you to be the good student. So first of all, trim your nails. How often you need to trim your nail? For me, I trim my nails like almost every 2 days, sometimes like every 3 days. It depends on who, but my fingertips are not that like meaty. So if I don't trim my nail really short, then nails interrupt my fingers when I drop my fingers on the string. So basically when you drop your fingers, you drop the tip, the flesh, meaty part of your finger, not the nail. You never play the violin with the nail. Even when you do the pizzicato, you put your meaty part of the finger, not the nail. It's not like a guitar. So it depends on the personal hand shapes and fingertip shapes precisely. But trim your nail. I recommend every 2 or 3 days before lesson. If you're lazy, if you don't want to trim like every 2 or 3 days, at least trim your nail 2 or 3 days before the lesson, so your teacher doesn't feel uncomfortable with it to teach you. Second, wash your hands before every lessons. That's really good for your violin actually, in terms of the manage of instruments. You don't want to touch the violin with the sticky hands or smelly hands. So your violin is you touch a lot of times. It's not only for the hygienes, and also your teacher will touch your violin and your hand or fingers if it's necessary. So wash your hands. And also you don't want to carry all the germs, bacterias, and the virus. So teacher meet other people too. You don't want to spread the viruses. 3, as soon as you go into the classroom for the lesson, unpack your stuffs. So get ready for your teacher to teach you. First of all, you can put the books and the academic materials like printouts, everything put on the music stand, and open the violin case and bring out your violin, and then put the shoulder rest onto the violin, and bring your bow, and you know how to tighten your bow, with the screw. So tighten your bow to play in the lesson. Okay, now you're ready for the lesson. Then what do you need to do during the lesson? You really need to focus during all the lesson time. You pay for the time and your teacher's knowledge, so don't make that waste. It's not only your time, it's teacher's time as well. Also, when you make a good concentration during the lesson time, that really makes your teacher happy and excited to teach you. I'm telling you, as a teacher, I'm very excited when my student listen to me very carefully, and then like their eyes is sparkling, then I want to tell him or her everything about everything that I've known. But we are human being, right? So sometimes you don't feel good, then talk to your teacher at the beginning of the lesson, so your teacher doesn't expect from you that much, and then that prevents making your teacher mad or upset and give a guess that you didn't practice. So as a teacher, I can go take it easy with the student who doesn't feel good. Of course, not every week, but sometimes when my student doesn't feel good and then he or she told me that, oh, today I feel not good, I'm sick, then I appreciate it. I appreciate that you come to the lesson even though you don't feel good. You are still here to learn. I'm happy. And then I take this, okay, then let's just play together. Let's just practice together. Let's go easy, So be honest with your teacher, and then it's better to talk to your teacher about your body condition at the beginning of the lesson, before the lesson started. And also during the lesson, please ask questions if you have. And please ask questions politely. Okay? If your teachers explain things, then wait for your teacher to finish and stop your teacher politely and ask politely. I used to ask questions during the lessons, but what I did when I was a student at the college, I made a question list. So whole week, when I practiced, I had a lot of questions actually. So I made a question list. So I mark it. But the best way I did is use the highlighter or color pen. Anyway, just a pencil is fine too, but I just like to use the color pen or highlighters. But anyway, so mark it on your music sheet and music books. So mark it right that part and then write down my question with the pencil. And then I don't forget, and I can ask to my teacher during the lesson from like whole week works. Now lesson is finished. Then what do you need to do? You need to pack your stuffs to go home, right? So take off the shoulder rest and then put the violin and the shoulder rest into the violin case. And sometimes your shoulder rest doesn't fit into the violin case. Then make a bag so that you can put all the books and shoulder rest together in the bag. So that's a good way to carry things safely. And then make sure you loosen your bow. Every time you finish a lesson and practice and play, whenever you finish playing, please loosen your bow every time. And whenever you start to play the violin, tighten your bow every time. Don't be lazy about this. Your bow hair needs to take a rest, okay? And then put the bow into the case, but I want to show you more specifically. So after you loosen your bow, put the bow tip first into the case and bow hair down. Not the way. So bow hair down and tip first. Put into the case. And there is a buckle here. And then turn it so the bow is securely located in the case. Close it. And don't forget there's a zipper from the back side. Don't forget to close it. And I always ask my students to do this at the end of the lesson. It's easy and simple. I want you to do that too. Say thank you to your teacher. Also, I'm saying that it's not for me, not for teacher. It's for you to be the good students. So I talk about the etiquettes for the violin lessons, and hopefully you build a good relationship with the violin teacher, your violin teacher, and that really helps your dramatic improvement, I believe. It's not just about the teaching, it's about the relationship between student and teacher. So I hope you enjoy the violin, playing the violin. Then I think, in my opinion, the relationship with teacher is important as well for your joy. All right, I'll come back with the more violin stuff, and thank you for watching these videos and subscribing these videos and then liking these videos. I really appreciate everything. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.